welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about what's going on, what I think's going to happen, my predictions. Hey, we even talk about fashion on the show because I'm a big time fashion girl, so we got to spill the tea about that from time to time. If you're new to this channel, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. It's been a week of topsy turvy. I mean, to be honest with you, I really couldn't keep track of everything that was going on because it just seemed like it was just back and forth. There was highs and lows, and it just was just like a whole shepherd's pie of just soap opera land on Y&R. But anyway, we will get to that. So, couple of disclaimers. If you don't want to know what's going on, you'll kind of want to get caught up on it your own, this might not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. And if you like this type of content, it would be so kind if you hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to share, because why? Sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. And don't forget, hit that bell notification button so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. So, and lastly, if I don't happen to mention something, it could be because I plumb forgot or it really just wasn't newsworthy. So it's the nature of the beast, like I like to say, and it is what it is. But you'll be able to kind of catch up on what's going on. All right, so like I said, it was a topsy-turvy week, and were there some funny moments? I don't know. I mean, I dare say there were some yawners, but we're going to see where this is going to go. Okay, and in no particular order, we're just going to get into it. Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room here. Ashley, Tucker, side of Jack and Tracy. Well, man, at the beginning of the week, Ashley was confronting Tucker in his hotel room about this whole what happened in Paris. I almost regret wanting to know what had happened in Paris because for the longest time we didn't know what had gone on in Paris. Now, like I said, it's been like regurgitating this over and over. Like, take the wrinkles out already. Enough is enough. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about what happened in Paris and seeing these flashbacks of either Tucker throwing glasses, throwing chairs, telling her, you go to hell. Or, Tucker's events, like again, Team Tucker, that none of that happened. Or at least not to the extent like how Ashley, enough. Okay, so she confronted Tucker, and basically Tucker was like, look, I'm over this. All I ever wanted was, and she's like, what did you want, Tucker? What did you want? He's like, I just wanted love, to be loved, and to love, and he was all about love. Anyway, I'm over this. And he goes, matter of fact, why don't you hop on a plane and go back to Paris? And I'm sure they have maybe video, or you could talk to the wait staff, and they'll be able to either corroborate your story or not. And I beg to say, the events that you have come up with, they didn't happen. So, and she just kept going on about, oh gosh, I can't. Even my brother was like, what? Oh, Sherry, you know what I'm talking about here. Gaslighting. Every minute. Are you gaslighting me? What does that even mean? Gaslighting her? Like, even poor Tracy was like, well, he's gaslighting you? What does that mean? Okay, so she left because she had heard enough from Tucker after he was like, go on off to Paris, see what's gonna happen there. I'm done with this. And she leaves, she goes back home, and basically she's there sobbing once again. Dream state. We're back to this whole what happened in Paris, him kicking over a chair, breaking a glass. She's and then Tracy comes in like, Tracy, the voice of reason. What's going on, Ashley? What? And she's like, Tucker, he's making me feel as though. Wah, wah, wah. Again, Ashley, enough of this. So, yeah, Tracy was like, you need to figure this out and find some answers. Again, voice of reason, Tracy. Meanwhile, okay, so Ashley, let's push it forward, shall we? Because I want to be done with this. Because we all know this did not happen. Like, prediction. It didn't happen. None of it. Like, not her extent of the story. Like, again, it's a story. Whatever she drummed up in her mind, this is what she's come up with. So I don't know if she had a restless sleep, a little nightmare, and she came up with this story on her own. But prediction, there's going to be some sort of person to corroborate Tucker's story, and she's going to be like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I'm so sorry, Tucker. I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, Tucker's like, I'm done. Okay, so let's push it to Jack, because Ashley, she ends up, she's packing her stuff in her purse, and she's getting ready to hightail it off to Paris. And Jack comes in to see her, and he was like, enough of this. You can't get this guy out of your system. Like, he's got to go. And look, he's, normally you wouldn't give a rat's ass of just a mess. Whew. Yeah. And I think, what did Jack say to her? That she's, are you crazy or whatever? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Then, at some point in time, he's like, I'm not calling you crazy. And throughout the conversation, he said something to her again, or started to say something to her. And she's like, you better not say it. And if you do, if like, you're gonna really like their relationship is over once again as brother and sister. Oh boy. And Jack's like, oh, calm down. I'm just saying, like, when is this gonna end? You've been going over this for months. And really, it really feels like months. Enough. Writers, end it. Let's end this. Let it go. Enough. Okay. So we see Ashley, she's on the plane. Remember, she has relived this story throughout this week. I don't know how many countless times. So she's on the plane now. Once again, she's thinking back. Dream state. Enter dream state, stage right. Oh my God. I was like, what? Again? So she basically wants to, kind of heal thyself by trying to verify if some lowly wait staff can, testify to whether this occurred or not. Okay. Alrighty. Well, Jack and Tracy had a little conversation, and basically Tracy was like, "Yeah, she knew that she was gonna go to Paris, and like she's all for it as long as it gives her some closure and she figures things out." And Jack's like, "Oh, you knew about this? Yeah, I'm cool with it." So he basically told her, "You know what? You need to save our sister because she don't trust me, and the only person she trusts is you." So who ends up on the plane to go to Paris along with Ashley? No other person than Tracy herself. And she's like, "I'm doing this because I love you." I genuinely think she was doing it because she loved her. She loves her, but you know, they're like holding hands and off they're gonna go to Paris. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to see where this goes because they're gonna go back to the little bistro, the little table that really shouldn't have even fit two. It looked like a kid's table, but whatever. Who knows? They might have like little detective gear with powder and gloves to, you know, see if there's any glass on the ground, remnants of what happened. If there's like who knows. Oh, just a mess. Okay, I'm done with them. Done, done, done. Okay, we're gonna move along to what should we call him at this point? Cheating Daniel? I gotta come up with a better name for him. He's like a shyster. Daniel, really? What? That came out of left field, so to speak. Because not that I didn't, okay, let me take it a half a step back. Not that I didn't see this kind of coming, but I was hoping that he would have shown some restraint and never would have done this. So, what am I talking about? Yes, his little faux pas and romp in the sack with Heather. And Heather, I've told you this from before, she knew exactly what she was doing. So, anyway, I can't even remember what led up to this, but they were in Daniel's condo, and next thing you know, the two of them are hot and heavy, and they making love on the bed. Tattoos and all. I was like, why would you do this to Lily? I mean, she's out there supposed to be tending to her daughter. You were going to go along with her, but opted to stay. Are you that, weak that you couldn't even wait for your girlfriend, if you will, to come back? And I dare say they were girlfriend and boyfriend, but what do I know at this point? Because he then tells Heather that, we hadn't reached that stage yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. You ended up getting a condo, like what? A, I don't know if a floor or two below Lily? Didn't you guys exchange keys for one another? And you weren't at that level? I must be missing something. I'm clearly missing something. Daniel, you little shyster. I like that one. You little shyster. You are slimy. And you know what? Let you and Heather just run on off with Lucy, who totally set the bait for all of this. Go back to Savannah or wherever you guys were, or Portugal. Just you go back to Portugal with Heather, or I don't know, Savannah, Georgia, wherever they were. Just leave. Leave, leave, leave. Like I said, I actually want Lily and Nick to get together. But kind of don't think that's going to happen at this rate. I thought this. It could still happen in my opinion. However, they're kind of leaving it open for Nick and Sharon to kind of get back together. Oh please don't do that. I want to see like spice and fire. I think they would be great together. Again, my opinion, for whatever it's worth. Okay, Shyster Daniel and Lucy Goosey Heather. Yes, I use Lucy in the name. Lucy Goosey Heather, who once again knew exactly what she was doing. So, what did they do after they did the deed? They mosey on over to society. It's a small town, people. It's a small world after all. Like, what were you thinking? And the two of you are sitting there chumming it up, looking all cozy at society. Of all places. If anything, go to a dive bar. Why are you... And who happens to come in and see the two of them? None other than, drumroll, Devon and Abby. So Devon's kind of looking like, uh-huh. And yeah, and Abby, she's trying to play off like she ain't going, mm-hmm. So the two of them, they end up in a table where we're talking the eye line is right direct, like it's right directly on them. So Devon is like angled to Daniel. Abby can just turn her head if she wanted to look at Heather, but Devon's perspective, he could see everything that's going on. Abby's trying to talk to Devon about the fact that prior to, she was like, I really want to be on the Chancellor Winter's board. I'm kind of feeling like I like she wants to give up society, and she doesn't want to deal with the food industry anymore. She wants to get back in the saddle again. So yeah, Devon basically said, yeah, you know what, no problem. I'll get you on the board. Well then, if it's that easy, can I get a seat on the board? Just saying. If Chance could do good or Chance, oh, and we'll talk about him. If do good or Chance could get you know, an executive position, then why not, Abby? Why don't you just catapult past everybody and get a seat on the board? Nonsense. Okay, so Devon is looking over this. We're back at society now. So Devon's looking over at Shyster Daniel with this kind of like, mm-hmm. And could Shyster Daniel look any more guilty? He's like, so Heather's like, are you feeling a ways of what we did, making love back at your place? And he's like, well, it's kind of hard not to feel this way, and like Lily deserves better than this. And she's like, well, you did say that the two of you were not really like serious. And he's like, yeah, but she doesn't deserve a cheater. Well, don't look at it like you're a cheater. I'm sorry, Heather. How are you supposed to look at it? What? What? Again, loosey goosey. Like, you just willy nilly, like no big deal. And anyway, so Abby had said to Devon, like, like we shouldn't read anything into this because they're co-parents, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know the situation. And Devon's like, he's like, mm-hmm. Anyway, right. Yeah, basically, I ain't buying it. Nice thought process, Abby. I love you to smithereens, but I ain't buying it. So it got to the point where at one that Heather ends up putting her hand on Daniel's hand, and yeah, that sealed the deal right there. I was waiting for Devon to just scurry over and just bop Daniel upside the head because Devon's a bit of a hothead. He likes to punch people out, right, Nate? What? Didn't he punch Billy out at one point in time? He a little short thing, but he just like. So Daniel, he ends up getting up and he goes over to Devon. He's like, yeah, can we talk for a second? So they end up talking, and Devon's like, I don't know if I should. Basically, I should hit you. I should punch you out for cheating on my sister, but yeah, I won't. He's like, you want to take a swing at me? I go. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So basically, Daniel wants to go and see Lily to basically confess his sins. Meanwhile, Abby's there talking to Heather, and yeah, I can't even tell you really what happened with that because the whole situation is so ridiculous. It is so pathetic. And you know what? Once again, Daniel, I had wanted you back with Lily because I liked your romance way back in the day. But you are slippery and you cannot be trusted. And Heather, if he could do it to Lily, once again, he can do it to you. And the fact that you're sitting back going, well, you're just a man that's almost at the point where he can get back everything that he lost. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, I swear, in that episode, in one of those episodes, like I think it was that episode, like they were like a full fledged relationship again. I'm like after one romp in the sack, because you're like, Daniel's like it was so incredible. Okay, and I didn't let happen what I didn't want to have happen, and just, okay, you know what? Bye, later, we're done. So yeah, that was pretty much them. On to Do Gooder Chance with a side plate of Billy Boy, and Chelsea and Summer. Oh. Okay. So Chance is, I don't even know where to start with him. He bores me to tears. Okay, I'm just gonna just dive right in and hope for the best because he bores me. Okay, so basically, at some point in time, him and Summer and it was Kyle, they were at the coffee shop because Chance walked in. He was, stone cold dressed in a suit. And, oh, by the way, Kyle and Summer's divorce is final. Like, they're done. So, the same time they're talking about, it's kind of surreal that this has happened. In walks Do Gooder Chance, dressed to the nines. All of a sudden, Summer's mindset kind of changes. And she's like, oh, Chance, you look so great. Oh, like, that looks so good on you. And he's like, yeah, you picked out really good things. And, and hey, Kyle, like, she didn't even have to check my size. She just happened to know my size. He's like, just run with it. That's her. That's who she is and whatnot. And he ends up toddling off to the office. Oh, gosh, what a mess. Okay, so he's at the office, just prior, he leaves, okay? He leaves. And Kyle's like, okay, no, I can see that this, like, you're happy, Summer. It's good to see you smile again and whatnot, whatnot. And she's like, well, when's the last time you smiled? Do you care? Really? You're just co-parents at this point. Move on, Summer. We already know. Okay. Um, Let me just backtrack half a second. The conversation between Kyle and Summer at the coffee shop before Chance busted in and kind of, I'm all dressed to the nines. Okay, we learned that the divorce was final, but we also, Summer learned that Diane ended up with the co-CEO position, the one formerly held by Billy, formerly held by Kyle. Okay. I didn't even know why they need a co-CEO, but whatever. Yeah, so Summer was like, who's got the position? And Diane, like, and how do you feel about that, Kyle? Like, and Kyle's like, yeah, well, and I'm thinking, but Kyle, didn't you, like, put your mother up for that? I, I smell something fishy going on with this whole Diane's co-CEO. There's like a waft of just in the air where this is concerned. I feel like we should stay tuned with that. But okay, I digress. All right, back to Do Gooder Chance. He's at the office with Billy Boy, and he's like, oh, I'm learning from the best with you, Billy, and of course, Billy. I swear, Billy's voice just gets deeper and deeper as soon as he feels like he's got, some serious clout. Well, Chance, yes, glad to have you on board, and basically hit the ground running, and okay. So they had their little, you know, moment in time. Chance is glad to not be chief, which was probably the shortest stint. Maybe had lasted maybe a half a day longer than Ashley and Tucker's marriage, but he's done with that. Okay, so pan over to Summer with Chelsea. They're at the office. Summer's giving Chelsea some praise over her designs. Whoa, where did that come from? Before, she was like knocking her down every chance she got. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. And Chelsea was like, but. But now, great designs. Okay. So Summer is saying this, and she's got like a big grin on her face, and she's got like a bubbly demeanor, and Chelsea's like, well, then, what brought this on, And and she's like, oh, is it are you in a good place, as it pertains to like a relationship? Or, She's like, well, oh, Summer. So basically, Chelsea's like, does it have anything to do with the chance? Well, and just for the record, I didn't break up Chance and Sharon. That went south all on its own, had nothing to do with me. And yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't saying anything, says Chelsea. Okay, so she's like, well, I'm going to go, and this is Chelsea. I'm going to go and meet Billy for lunch, and I'm going to actually swing by Chancellor Winters and pick him up. And Summer's like, yeah, I'm meeting Chance for whatever. And so Chelsea's like, well, let's all go together. Okay, they end up meeting Chance and Billy at the office, and basically Billy's like, oh, great, let's all go together. So Chelsea's like, well, maybe they want to be alone. Nope, nope. Chance, oblivious. No, let's all go together. So they all go to society, have this lunch, and it was kind of awkward. But, and then Billy starts talking business at the day. I was like, what? Well, that's odd. Did you get a chance to read through the reports? And and Chance is like, well, yeah, I did, and I have some ideas, and well, it's a great attitude to have. Something about the ROI, Summer. It was so confusing to me. I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I probably got up and went and grabbed a drink of water or something because I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Push it forward. They decide, this is Summer and Chance, that they're basically going to have a first date, if you will. Well, Summer, she had her hair slicked on the sides and this dress that was form fitting. And when she took off her coat and Chance had walked in, this is at the club, and Chance takes her coat and you remember those cartoons where the eyes just kind of like flew out of the sockets? And yeah, that was pretty much Chance. I ain't never see him do that with Sharon. And by the way, is there a huge age difference between the two of them technically? I feel that there should be like a good, in my opinion, what, 20 years? I'm just, because Chance, when he was born, like that was a long time ago. And Summer ain't that old. Like technically Kyle is much older than Summer. Yet they all look like they're the same age. Oh boy. Okay. So again, this was my yawner because it was just the two of them going back and forth, giggling at the table, and him learning about her major allergy to like nuts or peanuts or whatever, and her learning about, I guess he must have an allergy to, was it kiwi? I was just like, oh, I can't watch this. This is painful. It was painful. So, folks, if you have it taped, you want to go and watch that, knock yourself out. But that part was just, it was too much for me. I couldn't take it. And yeah, I couldn't take it. Okay. We got a couple more people to talk about. And I'll try and be as brief as possible. Okay. Let's talk about Claire. Okay, Claire has now turned into the Newman, I don't know, golden child, if you will, a golden grandchild. Just weird. She, tried to kill you guys. And yes, I know she was bamboozled by her Aunt Jordan, but she did try to kill you guys. You didn't forget that, did you? I know I didn't, but okay. So she's kind of slowly getting out of the fetal position, in her room. And at some point in time, Nikki went to see her and kind of do this get to know you kind of deal. And it was just, that to me was almost like a little bit of a scene filler, because Nikki, I don't know where you were kind of going with this. I don't know. Because at some point during the conversation, you basically concurred that, she did try and kill you. And when she was like, well, how do you look at me? Like, when you see me, what do you see? And Nikki was like stone faced, zip lip, didn't have anything to say. And then Claire was asking about Victoria as a child. And I think Nikki brought up horses and art. And I, again, didn't get it. And she's like, well, this is Claire now. Well, there is something that, a privilege that a privilege that I did get that I actually really like. I get to walk on the floors with the orderlies. It's not much, but I really like it. Okay. And then she gets to go to the NICU. What? I I don't think that that's safe, but that's just me. My opinion, whatever. And now that was that. Well, Nikki, she can't help herself. She's again doing her little swiggy swigs, and at some point she has Jack, because we find out that um, who was it? As I said, Lauren, back before, she'd asked Jack to help out, so Jack has agreed to help Nikki. So Nikki's kind of calling Jack at the drop of a dime, like, I need your help, I need your help, I need your help. And he just comes running across. You're supposed to be running like a conglomerate, and you have time to just, well, I guess that's why you have a co-CEO who's not in the position fully yet. Just, Kyle, maybe you need to take over, because your father is here, there, and everywhere. Like, he is like he's running his own Uber. I'm just like, what? Okay. So, yeah, Victoria is like all into it's my daughter, and she told Victor, I need you to accept her into the family once she's out. And yeah, the whole Newman crew is just, they are messy, messy, messy. Oh boy. So, yeah, Claire is like team Newman, and the fact that, they love me, they care about me, they want to see the best. Okay, whatever you say, Claire, until they will turn on you if you even mess with them. Okay, at some point in time, Claire ends up getting a phone call from who she was told is her mother. And she's like, yeah, I'll take the call. It turns out to be Cray Cray Jordan. Like, I think she escaped. Don't hang up, Claire. Don't hang up. They're trying to poison you, Claire. That they don't deserve you. They don't love you. And she's like, you're the monster. And basically, she was like, get lost, drop dead. That's basically what Claire was saying to Jordan. No, she ends up, don't call this number again. Don't call me. And she ends up don't hang up. Call. And, Jordan's like, again, I feel like she's escaped at this point. We shall soon see. And yeah, so that was that. Okay. At some point in time, because I'll backtrack, at some point in time, Nathaniel, who Jack called him Nathan, and I was like, who the heck is Nathan? I'm like, oh, Nate. I think that was one of those, it shouldn't have been in the script, because his name is not Nathan. I believe it's Nathaniel. But whatever, I digress. Let me look back into the Wikipedia, because I could have sworn that's not his name, but whatever. Okay, so at some point in time, Nate had seen Victoria just sitting there by herself at the club, and he was trying to talk to her and see, is there anything he can do to help? He's trying to kind of hint what's going on, is everything okay? And, Victoria leaves him standing there telling him, all what's going on, and, she's grateful for his interest and his concern. In walks Cole. Cole can kind of tell that they had had a relationship, and yeah, I didn't get it. That was like a definitely a scene filler in my opinion, and we don't even need to talk about it. It was pretty useless again from what I saw. Okay, who should we talk about? I think the last one we're going to talk about, because we didn't see Phyllis this week, and Cricket, Danny, thank goodness with that nonsense. But probably this week coming, we will see that whole little teeny bopper nonsense happen again. But whatever. So I think lastly we'll talk about Audra, which, side note, this is a fashion moment. Her black, it was almost like a honeycomb knit dress with that low back. Man, she was on point with that dress. Whew. Even Nikki's blazer with the buttons. Like, what? Oh, yes. Anyway, that was the fashion. Those were the fashion moments. Again, Victoria looked like a hot mess as usual. Like, there's rarely ever a time that she looks put together. But Audra, that dress, where'd you get that dress? I'm gonna have to look it up and see where that dress came from, because that dress was the bomb. Okay, so poor Audra, she's just getting knocked out left, right, and center. But she herself has her little silver lining. Okay. She's at the club by herself. Nate walks in, trying to see what's going on. She snaps at Nate. Nate's like, whoa, just, I genuinely care, whatever, and whatnot. At some point in time, she's there telling him about what's going on and how I think she had said something like she's done with Tucker, and Tucker kind of like cast her aside, and she has nothing, that kind of thing. And Nate's like, well, wait, you're still like the right hand over with Nikki at Newman Media. And she's like, yeah, but I think I overstepped where Nikki was concerned concerning my, whatever is going on with her with drinking. And I told her about my dad, and I just feel like I overstepped. So, anyway, at some point in time, she basically says that she has like her own little plan in the works, and she asked Nate to come up the stairs to her room. Well, we know what that means. So the two of them go up there because Slimy Nate, I'm going to call you Slimy Nate because of what happened. Or what almost happened. Okay, I'll give you that. It didn't fully happen, but it would have. Okay. So he goes up to her room. They have their little conversation, and then it gets to the point where she is getting ready to seduce Nate something fierce, and you could tell he was all for it. Well, just before they end up getting hot and heavy, brap 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 on the door is Tucker. And Tucker's like, Nate? And he's like, mm-hmm. Well, basically, Audra's like, give us a few minutes, like 5 minutes, and I'll like we'll pick up where we left off, that kind of thing. So Nate had gone down into the club area, which is where he ended up seeing Victoria. But the conversation between Audra and Tucker was like so left field, if you ask me. Like on Tucker's part, so left field. I mean, I've heard this, but not to this extent. Just like, what? Or maybe I did, but I tried to block it out of my brain. I have no idea. So Tucker basically says to Audra, he's done with Ashley. He's done with the whole Jabot thing. His focus is Glissade. And he's like, I need you, Audra, with me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, well, you say whatever, but like I don't believe any of this. You always say these things. She all but called him a narcissist and whatever. So this is where it kind of went like, what? And I had Diane's face because the face that she made with Nikki when they're at the coffee house. And Esther was trying to give her like freshly baked cookies. Crazy. So Tucker's like, yeah, I need you in my life, and you're whenever I see you, he all but said he gets butterflies in his stomach. It's like, what? And I want to be with you because you make me happy. And even Audra was like, come again? And she's like, okay, like, we all know that you don't want me. We all know that it's Ashley that you want. Like, you can't get her out of your system. He's like, no, I'm done with her. Like, I'm done with Ashley. And she's like, no, Tucker. Okay, how in the beginning of the week you were like so in love with Ashley and you're telling her that you just wanted to be loved and you just wanted love. And basically, we all know that she's your Achilles heel. We know this. To now, near the ending of the week, or the ending of the week, if you will, you're professing your love to Audra? Tell the truth. It's the black dress, isn't it? I'm just saying. What? Where did that come from? Okay, Audra, smart move. Send him on his way. I'll give you that. But, it is what it is. Side note, Audra ended up getting fired from Newman Media from being Nikki's right hand. Nikki was trying to ship her off. I can't remember, but out of the country. And she was like, but that hasn't even, there's like no projection as to when that whatever is going to open. Like, so you want me out of the country? And basically Nikki had told her, like, it's going to be a very odd working relationship because, you know things about me that I probably shouldn't have said to you. I know things about you. It's just going to be odd. You're going to be looking over my shoulder, da, 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 whatever. And no. Audra said something to Nikki, and Nikki just went, whoop. Well then, you leave me no choice. Effective immediately. Basically, you're out of here. You're canned. Legal will take care of the paperwork. You signed an NDA. And she's like, yes, I know. It's ironclad. And yeah, you're out of here. And that was that. And then as soon as Audra had left, Nikki's feverishly going through her drawer looking for the flask. And yeah, that was pretty much it. There was one point in time, Jack and Victor shared like some a drink together at society, and that was a quaint little moment. But overall, again, like I said, this week has been up and down and over. It was like just a whole, like you took all the leftovers and just threw them in a big pot and called that dinner. It was just weird. So, once again, folks, if you stayed around to the end of this video, I'm so grateful. You know, I appreciate your time. I love you lots. It's so much fun for me being able to talk about my most favorite show out there and just have some fun. And I really appreciate your support, and I just really hope you have a great time watching. So, if you like this type of content, you like what you see, you like what you hear, don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification and share, 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 because sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. It's been a blast, folks. Let's see what this week holds. And yeah, there's some people that I could kind of do without seeing. Shyster Daniel, bring Lily back, toot sweet, and catch him. And you know, Lily be on that like just crazy. And I could just see Devon and her just coming in and just brat, brat, brat. So we'll see what happens this week. Until next time, bye.